Welcome back to the DWL Collective. In today's video, one of my pupils goes for test at the Colwick Test Centre in Nottingham. Today, one of my pupils took on what I would think is the hardest test route in the area, and she took it in my manual Ford Fiesta. Now, my pupil normally has beautiful car control, and I had no worries about taking her to test. But unfortunately, the combination of nerves with it being the first attempt and a terrible test route ended up with a fail today. All the faults are to do with nerves, and we're booking them straight back in to get a test as soon as possible. If you have any questions about the Colwick Test Centre routes, or you'd like to book a mock test, or if you'd like driving lessons in a manual car with myself, then please drop me a comment below and get in touch. Please note, as usual, I have done a voiceover for this test to give you an idea of what the examiner would say. I also sped up some of the areas where no faults were marked. Okay, so I'm going to ask you two safety questions. The second one's going to be a show me question on the move. The first one is a tell me question. Would you tell me how you would check your brake lights are working? So we're going to have a section of independent driving today. I'm going to ask you to do one manoeuvre and possibly the emergency stop. For the independent part, we're going to be following Satnav, but not straight away. I'm going to be giving you directions to start with, and then we'll pull over partway through the test to do the Satnav. So follow the road ahead unless signs or road markings tell you otherwise. And I'll tell you if you need to turn left or right. Any questions? No? Okay, drive on when you're ready. So keep the car central as we approach the gates, and then after the gates you can pick up your normal driving position. At the end of this road, turn left, please. At the roundabout, turn left, first exit. And take the next road on the right, please. At the traffic lights, we're going to follow the road ahead, straight on at the lights. At the mini roundabout, turn left. I'd like you to pull up on the left in a safe place, please. Lovely. Drive on when you're ready. And if we could go straight on at the traffic lights. At the mini roundabout, follow the road ahead, second exit. And if we could take the next road on the left, please. And at the end of this road, turn right. It's important to note that here the road becomes two-way again, so turning right at the end of the road, you still need to go back to the left-hand side of the road. If it was a one-way road, we'd position on the right-hand side to turn right. And if you could pull up on the left in a safe place, please, and we'll set the sat-nav from here. After 300 yards, bear right. If you could pull up on the left before this next white car, don't worry about drop curbs and driveways on this occasion. This is where we're now going to do the angled start. After 200 yards, turn right. Turn right. So I'd like you to pull up on the left, please, just after the bus stop by the telegraph pole, please. And don't worry about driveways again. At the end of the road, turn left. At the end of the road, turn right. Now this is the dreaded part of the test route, Marshall Hill Drive. You turn right onto it from about halfway up and it is extremely steep. And if you're not confident with the gears, then this one is where you normally come unstuck. My pupil correctly pulls out in first gear and then revs the engine right up to about 4,500 revs before dropping it into second gear, but unfortunately still had the gas set as they lifted the clutch, meaning they lost power and then really struggled up this hill and ended up slowing down too much. They then dropped it into first gear but over revved as they went up the hill, making it sound quite aggressive. But if anyone's had a go at this hill, they'll understand how steep it is in a manual car. My pupil is now asked to do the reverse on the right manoeuvre, and they pull up on the right and are told to reverse back about 2 car lengths, keeping reasonably close to the curb. My pupil successfully does this with no faults. Unfortunately, then stalls again due to not setting the gas. At this point, unfortunately, due to the number of move-off control faults, the examiner now marks this as a serious fault as it's more habitual than just nervous mistakes. My pupil has now failed their test. At the end of the road, turn right. When it's safe to do so, can you show me how you'd wash your front windscreen, please? At the end of the road, turn left. Go right at the roundabout, second exit. At the traffic lights, turn left. So this is where my pupil picks up their second serious fault. Heading back to the test centre, coming up to the roundabout, they're told to take the second exit following the road ahead. And as they go across the give way line, they decide to change their minds and stop, letting the car from the right come, whereas actually they needed to continue on and commit to their decision. Thanks again for watching. I've got a few more tests to put up onto YouTube, so keep watching. They're all based around the Colwick Test Centre routes, and some are passes, some are fails. So hopefully you'll get some useful information from them. I'll see you in the next video.